Today I'm talking about day 23 and day 24 because day 23 I don't recall anything particularly happening apart from the fact that I ate well and I'm starting to find that I'm getting less and less to talk about because in daily life I don't know, it's just some days there really aren't things to talk about. So where in usually videos I talk about the day before, I'm starting to find that I'm talking about each day. So formats might change, but never mind. All you guys want is an update, right? So we're talking about today, and I am actually really excited to tell you today. Because I have now marked a little star on today's slot because I went running today, and it is amazing. Last time I did my run, I ran 0.34 miles and the rest I walked. I don't recall how much I actually did anymore, but I remember the number was 0.34 that I actually ran of it. Today I drove to one of my favourite parks near a place where I used to live, and my brother still lives there. So I went there, it was probably about midday. I woke up late, by the way, which I totally screwed up the day 21 challenge, but I'll be carrying on tomorrow. But yeah, it was because I overslept. I slept really late yesterday, so that's why I overslept. But I woke up about 11:30, got out by the time I left home, and felt I was able to leave the house without being too worried about my bladder. It was about 1ish. So I went to this park, and it's a very large park, and there's a certain route that I first walked around, and I kind of fast walked it, but I didn't want to I was a bit worried about running too fast because it was putting a lot of pressure on my bladder, and I have to if I move it too much I have to breathe for it to not be painful. So I walked it, and by the time I walked all of it, which is 1.18 miles, I really needed to go to the toilet. So luckily my brother lives around the corner, and so I just quickly nipped over and used the loo. And I went there and saw my nephew, and it was so nice. So it was nice to have a little break. And usually I would have probably just gone home, given up, kind of took it as a sign or whatever. But I decided not to give myself that excuse today. And I thought, you know what? I came out for a run. I'm going to go for a run. So I went for a run. I got there, I put my headphones on. I had, what did I have? I think I had the Saturdays Forever Is Over on, and so put it on, and I ran. Prior to that, actually, I kind of skipped a bit. That I had this phone call, and it was quite an upsetting phone call, and it was, it was upsetting because it made me angry, and it was just personal problems and whatever. So I almost felt like I needed to run to get the stress out, and I almost felt like it pushed me even further because I would think about it, and it would just keep me going. And so I'd be running, and if I got tired I would keep walking, and I wouldn't let myself stop. And you walk along paths and there's trees and bins and benches, and so I would run, and if I got tired I'd keep walking. I'd say, look, you're going to keep walking until that third bin over there, and then you're gonna run from there until the next tree. And I kept going, and if I ran and I kept running, and if I felt like I could go on, I would just go on until the next tree or the tree after that. And that's kind of how I did it. I did it especially because it's like my second proper run in a different kind of setting. I kind of said to myself, do what you feel most comfortable in, and I wasn't going to exert myself. And I could have, if I really wanted to, have gone round again the whole park, but I didn't want to overpush myself, because I didn't want to. If you overdo something, you can become tired of it. So I've kind of made my sister go with me tomorrow, and she's a lot fitter and smaller than me, but she's also has a very inactive lifestyle, and she's the one who's going to be getting married. So I've been trying to convince her to lose weight like I am, and I know I'm a lot bigger than her and she doesn't need to lose as much weight as I am, but I kind of feel like the new lifestyle I've adopted makes you a happier person, and obviously if I can inflict that upon anyone, it would be the people I love the most. And I'm taking her for a run tomorrow, and hopefully she'll push me, and she can probably run further than I can. But that's alright. Everyone, they always say, avid runners always say you need a running buddy. I didn't really feel like I needed a running buddy, but maybe tomorrow will prove that running buddies are the shit. So that was really good, and I was really proud of myself that I did that. as I was running, I was really stressed out because obviously we had that phone call, and I kind of thought, you know, in life, you either do it or you don't. And I really feel like the choices that I'm making are contributing to not only my health, but my future and my friends. I feel like, like it's all a chain reaction, and all the things that I've done so far have been wonderful. And I'm really, really proud of myself. And it takes discipline and it takes control, but once you get that, you can really go for it. And there's one thing that I truly believe in, and that knowledge is power. And I really want to be able to, do a video when I lose a considerable amount of weight, to tell other people that knowledge really is power. Because I feel like while I've done a lot of calorie counting in life, and while I've been on many diets in life, I've never succeeded as much as I have today on my own. I mean, I've never gone on a diet, successfully lost weight without being assisted, as in like I would have to be on some sort of plan like Weight Watchers. But this is the first time I've actually succeeded unassisted, and I feel like I've helped myself, which is why it's even more rewarding, by searching information and being sensible, not crash dieting. And that's one thing I'd have to say for those people who are still about to start their journey, is that the more you learn along the way, the better it becomes, the more you evolve as a person, and the more you do, the more you learn, and you just keep going in that direction, and just things get better and better. And I just think, right now my diet and my lifestyle isn't perfect, and it's not what I want, but it's a lot closer than I was before, and I've done all of that by myself. And I just think if everyone took that kind of discipline and control in all sorts of areas of their life, we would all be so much better. And I'm trying to use that to influence the rest of my life. And weight loss is only part of the transition I'm in. It was on the 21st of August 2010 that I said to myself, I'm no longer going to be the person I don't like anymore. And I kind of sat there and looked at all of the things I didn't like about myself, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to change it. Because I don't want to live life hating myself. I don't want to look at myself and think, why didn't I do anything about it? And there was loads of things I don't like about myself, and I see it creeping back up on me from time to time. I hate being an untidy person. And right now my room isn't a mess, but it's starting to get untidy, so I'll tidy it up before I go to bed. But these are things that I wouldn't have done before, but I owe it to myself to be a better person, because I know deep inside it's there, but it just doesn't look like it is. And from that day I've been changing, and weight loss was one of those things I just really struggled with, and it was one of the big ones. I just feel like if I lose the weight and if I change my lifestyle, inevitably everything falls into place, and I can see it happening already, and it's just the very, very beginning. I've lost 6 pounds. I can see myself losing another 2 pounds this week if all goes well. And it's so empowering to know that you have it in your hands. Because the one thing I didn't like about myself before was the lack of control I had. And I always felt out of control. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I felt like everything was just, out of my hands. And I blamed everything and blamed everyone. But once you become accountable, once you start realising why what's happening is happening to you, you'll realise that you can control it. And you realise things aren't as bad as they seem. I don't know, it was just, it was one of those things that I thought about as I was running. And when I got to the very end of my run, I actually was smiling. I was really tired, but I was smiling because it was like an epiphany, kind of. Well, something that I didn't know before, but I kind of had time to think things through. And that's one thing I don't get by sitting here staring at the computer. By going out and being active. And it was very nice to be out there. There was school children who was the school nearby, and they had their clipboards, and I think they were drawing things that were through the river that runs through the park. And it was wonderful because the sun was like beating down, and it was cool and breezy. It was just a perfect day, and I got to spend time looking at nature. And I'm very lucky to live near such a wonderful park. And I'm very, very lucky to have you guys. And yeah, I mean, life is Could be better, but I don't think for now I'm gonna ask for any more. I found that today I had to do a midweek shop. I didn't do a grocery haul video on it. Next grocery haul you'll find a lot less organic foods, and it upsets me. It's just because we kind of have gone through the foods that I brought last Saturday quite quickly, and it's already midweek. Anyway, I kind of feel like, you know, I was upset about it, and as I was running I was thinking about it. But I've kind of decided that if you can't afford the organics, then you can do your best to, you know, well, do your best. You know, I aspire to be able to eat, you know, 100% organic, but sometimes you can't, especially when it comes to meat and fish and stuff like that, which is fine, you know. Like, I don't get upset about these things too much these days. I just think if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. And not to worry too much and get wrapped up about all of the chemicals that you're eating, because it's not good. But my situation is different, and I aspire one day I will be able to, and I know that I'll try my best. And so anyway, having gone through the journey I've gone, learning about chemicals, etc, etc, I was kind of, it was almost a little bit frightening having to buy things like this. I told you guys I've got this whole bladder infection thing, and cranberry juice helps. Yesterday I drank a whole carton from Marks and Spencer's, which is kind of the best cranberry juice I've seen around so far. It's not 100%, but it was way closer than this. If you look at what's in this juice carton, which is from Asda, and it's empty because I drank all of it, is water, cranberry juice from concentrate, 12%, sugar, citric acid, colouring, vitamin C, natural flavouring. And I wasn't very pleased to drinking this at all, because when I was drinking it, I could taste the sugar, and I just know that this was not good for me. I mean, let's just look at the calories. It's 130 calories per 250ml serving, and there's a whole litre in here. I don't know how, you know, I feel like my teeth's very fairy at the moment, and it's from drinking this. But in saying that, it's kind of helped my bladder infection a great deal, and it was cheaper than the Marks and Spencer's. So, you know, there was things about buying the way we used to that kind of upset me, because I thought, I know that this stuff isn't good for me, but, you know, if you can go 20% organic, if you can go 10% organic, then I feel like, you know, you're making a step and you're making a stance, and when you can do it, do it. So for all of those people who kind of say that they don't buy organics because they can't afford it, you know, there might be a possibility that you could take one small step at a time. And if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. And, you know, sometimes we have money problems in this family, and you've got to stop bitching about it and just move on and figure out figure out a solution to your problem. And that's it. So that's my rant for today, my ramblings. I hope you guys come away with something on that. Anyway, I'll update you on how running goes tomorrow. Maybe I'll even give you a snippet of what the park looks like. I'm so excited. I kind of wanted to invest in some running gear, but I'm so poor. Okay. Thanks guys. I hope you guys are doing really, really well on your journeys. You guys are utterly fantastic. And yeah, so if you have your own personal journey channel, I'm really sorry. If you have your own weight loss channel and you need my support, I'm totally there for you. Totally, like, comment me, tell me where you are, and I'll find you. Best of luck to everyone, and have a nice day tomorrow. I'll see you later. Bye.